So Shu Wong is graduating this week or next in the next round of graduation ceremonies, which is just being set up out the front of the gallery. She's finished her bachelor's degree in architecture, specialising in urban planning. Her project is Strawberry Hill at Barmup, a digital architectural visualisation. This has been kindly supported by the National Trust, and we have Sarah Murphy and Michael, I forget your last name, Michael, in the audience today. It's been really a pleasure working in cooperation with the National Trust. The primary academic supervisors are Lee Syminton and Stephen Feast, who are in the audience as well. And from the HIVE side, it's been me and Daniel Adams who have been supporting the project. So over to you, Shu.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shu, a student from the School of Design and Built Environment. So my presentation will be focused on preserving the heritage of one of the most significant history sites in Western Australia, Strawberry Hill Farm, and by using the digital visualizations to reconstruct its 19th century architectural features. So the project focused on digitally recreating the houses built in 1831 and 1834, along with the 1836 veranda with the main house, using historical records. So with the help of digital tools, we can accurately recreate the building materials and design details from the 1800s. From the 1800s, creating a more immersive learning experience. And by using the 3D modeling and visualization technologies, our goal is to improve our understanding of history, add conservation efforts, and contribute to the bicentenary celebrations in 2026. So for your information, a bicentenary celebrations marks 20 years since an important event. The 2026 bicentenary will be the first in Western Australia, celebrating the history of both Aboriginal and British communities. And this event is important because it allows the community to reflect on the past, recognize the contributions of different cultures, and come together to celebrate their shared history. And it also offers the chance to promote reconciliation and honor the region's diverse heritage. So, before we dive into the historical background, and let's first take a look with where the site is located to give you a better understanding of the area. So here is Perth, and the site is in Albany. As you can see from the map, it's quite far away from Perth. It takes around 4.5 hours drive. And zooming closer. We can pinpoint the exact location within the city Albany, all from Strawberry Hill. Here's the locality plan. So, the yellow indicates the overall site area, and while the red highlight marks the location of the main house and the destroyed houses. So the main house is in solid, the destroyed house is in with dash line. History background. So in the next 5 minutes, there will be a lot of information coming through. If you can remember everything, that's good, but if you can't, that's fine. The demonstration following this will help to clarify things further, and it is just rough idea of what's going on the site. So, Strawberry Hill Farm, located in Barmup, Albany, is a site with deep cultural significance, reflecting both the history of the Mineng people and early European settlement. And the site's history spans several key periods, intertwining indigenous heritage, European colonial development, and the evolution of the farm into a historical site. So before the arrival of European settlers in 1827, the land was occupied by the Mineng people, and they used it for various cultural practices and spiritual connections. And their presence on the land predates European settlement and plays an essential part in the ongoing cultural significance of the site today. In 1827, the British established a military hotspot at King George Sound, marking the beginning of European influence in the region. And the site was transformed into the first government farm in Western Australia. This shift marked the beginning of agricultural development on the land, setting the stage for future European settlement. Later, the first government residence was built on the site in 1831. So you can see the white box here, just give you a rough idea of where it is located. And then it's constructed to host, the house is constructed to host the Governor Stirling and his wife, Lady Ellen Stirling, during their visit to Albany. The original house was water and daub structures with thatched roof, later confirmed by the archaeological evidence to have been built with adobe. And this residence signified the establishment of the permanent European presence in the area. And later, years later, in 1833, Sir Richard Spencer, a successful naval officer, purchased that estate and began significant developments. His growing family and their needs led to the addition of the 3-room water and daub extension in 1834. Here it is. Followed by the constructions of the detached kitchen in 1835. And this development marked the period of growth and prosperity of the farm. And in 1836, the 2-story stone main house was built by William DePros. It is designed to provide more permanent and special home for the Spencer family, which is here. And this house, constructed with granite walls, timber frame roof, the slate shingles, remains the real example of all colonial Georgian architecture, and it is still standing today, which is, I will show you later. So the tragedy struck in 1870 when the original house and the first extension were destroyed by fire. The structures were never rebuilt, but their historical significance remained evident today, and adding to the layered history of the site. By 1956, the farm evolved from agricultural development to market gardening, and it was designated a historic property by National Trust of Western Australia, and recognizing its cultural and architectural importance. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in preserving the history of the farm. And in 1964, Strawberry Hill Farm became the first property in Western Australia to be made accessible to the public. And this move allowed the visitors to experience the history of the site firsthand, contributing to its growing significance as cultural historical landmark. So, additional information. Between 1889 and 1926, several structures were added and removed. And in 1889, the property was purchased by the Bird family, who built an additional structure between the kitchen and the main house, and including the dining room, which is here. this one, including dining room. And over the years, like further changes, including the constructions of the servant girls' room in 1899. The addition of the weatherboard laundry in 1904, and the eventual relocation of the dining room in 1926. Digital visualization and heritage. So why is it important, and what role does technology play in preserving sites like Hill? So digital visualizations. Digital visualization has the ability to bring history to life by creating 3D reconstructions. We can visualize lost structures, understand architectural details, and even simulate historical environments. It is an evolving field with technologies like virtual reality, VR, and interactive 3D models allowing for greater accessibility and allow for new storytelling opportunities. Digital visualization also plays a crucial role in cultural preservation, making history more immersive and engaging beyond traditional methods. And I will show you later in the next slide. While digital visualization also offers many benefits, it also comes with challenges. We need to be carefully interpret both archaeological and historical data, and sometimes gaps in the information can lead to speculation, and it's more important to stay accurate to preserve authenticity. Despite these challenges, digital tools are still essential for preserving heritage, understand complex histories, and helping communities connect with their past. The pictures here shows the outcome of the model building and how it looks like in the past. So the left is the photos in the past, and here is the building that I modeled. Next will be the step-by-step process of how I develop these digital reconstructions. One of the main stages is to collect and analyze the sources such as historical photographs, owner records, the house owner records, correspondence, excavation reports, and architectural drawings. And these materials provide crucial reference for understanding the appearance of the house before they were destroyed by the fire. And these are the only evidence to prove the existence of the building. So these architectural drawings, when combined with the archaeological records, helps to identify the approximate location of the burned down building, providing a clear understanding of their original placement and spatial arrangement. Key elements that add in defining the location include post holes and retaining wall structures, which serve as critical markers of the original building layout. And for example, the highlight of the post hole and the retaining wall, which is this one, the green in the green box. And then this post hole and wall actually helps to provide a starting point of the reconstructions. And from this reference, we gradually piece together an entire building layout, aligning structural elements with the findings to ensure the accuracy. The next stage comes to the method of displaying the building and the software being used in the project. And these softwares are chosen because they ensure the high quality outputs and are widely used in the architectural field. Their reliability and precision make them ideal for this project, and I'm confident they will support the future development of the preservation efforts. And after gathering the necessary data, like the historical and archaeological evidence, I began the architectural planning phase, creating detailed drawings from the site. And once the architectural plans were completed, I used SketchUp to create 3D models, bringing depth to clarity to the design. And to ensure the realism, I experimented with textures in landscape and applying period accurate materials like timber and granite to the models. And next, I'll use Unreal Engine to create an interactive experience. And this allows us to bring the 3D models to life and enable users to walk through the reconstructed building and exploring the site as it would have appeared in the 19th centuries. Landscape has the similar functions to render the model, but the result and realism in Unreal Engine is just better. Unreal Engine also allowed us to generate a 360-degree immersive experience, providing a deeper connections to the historical site and something that traditional methods cannot offer. And finally, I use Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro for video editing and combine the visual elements of the models, textures, and immersive environments into the seamless narrative. And the final video presentations not only showcase the architectural reconstructions of Strawberry Hill Farm, but also highlights its historical significance and offering an engaging way to explore the past. So this is the stage of where I use the software to generate different kind of models. First will be the architectural plans in AutoCAD, and second will be modeling the building in SketchUp. Third will be trying the textures in Enscape. And fourth, start to put everything together, try to model the environments of the site and make it more realistic. And this is the fish eye of the view. The outputs and investigation findings. So we have gained invaluable insights into the architectural and social history of Strawberry Hill, and in this project significantly contribute to its future preservation. The key outputs including high-quality 3D models of 1831 and 1834 cottage, the houses, along with the 1836 veranda, which accurately captures the historical essence of these buildings. And to support these outputs, we conducted in-depth investigations. This included looking at old maps and photos to understand the original outputs of the site. And we also compare it with other similar historical buildings from the same period. And by studying materials and space, we learn more about how the early settlers lived at Strawberry Hill and how the site changed over time. And in conclusion, this project shows how digital technology can help preserve and understand our cultural heritage. Using tools like 3D modeling and virtual reality, we have created an experience that brings the past to life and helps protect it for future generations. Strawberry Hill Farm, with its rich history, is now easier to explore and understand, both in terms of its buildings and its wider historical significance. And this work shows how digital preservation can, and once the architectural plans were completed, I used SketchUp to create 3D models, bring depth to clarity to the design. And to ensure the realism, I experimented with textures in landscape and applying period accurate materials like timber and granite to the models. And next, I'll use Unreal Engine to create an interactive experience. And this allows us to bring the 3D models to life and enable users to walk through the reconstructed building and exploring the site as it would have appeared in the 19th centuries. Landscape has the similar functions to render the model, but the result and realism in Unreal Engine is just better. Unreal Engine also allowed us to generate a 360-degree immersive experience, providing a deeper connections to the historical site and something that traditional methods cannot offer. And finally, I use Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro for video editing and combine the visual elements of the models, textures, and immersive environments into the seamless narrative. And the final video presentations not only showcase the architectural reconstructions of Strawberry Hill Farm, but also highlights its historical significance and offering an engaging way to explore the past. So this is the stage of where I use the software to generate different kind of models. First will be the architectural plans in AutoCAD, and the second will be modeling the building in SketchUp. Third will be trying the textures in Enscape. And fourth, start to put everything together, try to model the environment of the site and make it more realistic. And this is the fish eye of the view. The outputs and investigation findings. So we have gained invaluable insights into the architectural and social history of Strawberry Hill, and in this project significantly contribute to its future preservation. The key outputs including high-quality 3D models of 1831 and 1834 cottage, the houses, along with the 36 veranda, which accurately captures the historical accents of these buildings. And to support these outputs, we conducted in-depth investigations. This included looking at old maps and photos to understand the original outputs of the site. And we also compare it with other similar historical buildings from the same period. And by studying materials and space, we learn more about how the early settlers lived at Strawberry Hill and how the site changed over time. And in conclusion, this project shows how digital technology can help preserve and understand our cultural heritage. Using tools like 3D modeling and virtual reality, we have created an experience that brings the past to life and helps protect it for future generations. Strawberry Hill Farm, with its rich history, is now easier to explore and understand, and both in terms of its buildings and its wider historical significance. And this work shows how digital preservation can connect the past with the present, offering a new way for education, public engagement, and conservation. With the bicentenary celebrations in 2026 in mind, this project demonstrates how digital innovation can deepen our understanding and appreciation of historical sites. And last but not least, I would like to give thanks to my supervisors, Lee, Stephen, Andrew, Daniel, and the members of National Trust, Sarah, Michael, and Lian, and for giving me a lot of support. And special thanks to DBE Makerspace and the volunteer Abira Hanan for assisting me throughout the progress. Thank you.